We have Dominic Ingle.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, mate.
Good, mate.
Right? How are you?
I'm good. You know, Brendan was the main trainer here, you know, for 40 odd years. So he had a method where he brought kids in off the street and made them into champions, and it was a numbers game. You know, this gym, you know, be packed out every day. Weekends would be packed out, and it was a case of spotting the talent, you know, nurturing that talent and bringing it through. And Naz, you know, was one of those fighters, and ever since that we've had the likes of Kell broke fighters. But it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of patience. You know, previous to that we had Harold Bomber Graham, who set the standard and motivated a lot of people to get into this gym. And you know, the style that we developed was not only attack based, it was also defence based. So it brought a new angle where you see a lot of fighters these days, it's all attack, fighting in the pocket. With us it was more of a, you know, a pure fighting skill.
So I see now that you haven't just brought the foot boxers that you brought up, but you've got the likes of Billy Joe Saunders with you now.
Well, Billy Joe Saunders is you know, is the epitome of our style, really, the hit and not get hit style. But you know, when fighters come to us, you can't mould a fighter who doesn't fight like that to be that fighter. Yes. You know, we've got Liam Williams from Wales, we've got Jason Quigley from Ireland. You know, we're not going to turn them into a Billy Joe Saunders. We're going to nurture and you know, better their style for what they do. And with Billy Joe Saunders, you know, it was a no-brainer. They just needed to drop weight, get fit, and work on that kind of style. It was perfect. You know, it's a great fighter to work with because that's the type of style that we love.
Exactly. These things take time. I'm sure Billy Joe said at the time where he fell out of love with boxing. Was that true as well?
Yeah, he said, you know, he did get motivated when you're around a group of guys who are all motivated to fight. You know, it makes you realise how lucky you are, because these guys are struggling in the gym. He's the world champion, and he said, you know, he's seeing hungry kids come into the gym every day, and they're putting challenges out to him. You know, they're making him question what he's all about, and that makes you realise that, you know, you've got a limited time in boxing. You know, don't abuse it. You know, use it to benefit yourself. You know, you're a short time being a boxer.
That's correct. As well as with Billy Joe Saunders right now, there's a couple of fights coming in contention. Remember the David Lemieux fight where it was, speaking in terms of my channel, unanimous. It was a unanimous victory for him. It was something to show the kids to work on. Right? Am I right in saying he could have not made a perfect fight?
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, Billy is, you know, you look at Billy, you know, people saying, why didn't Billy knock him out, could have knocked him out, but Billy's one of these guys who can beat you up by boxing. He doesn't need to knock anybody out. You know, if it comes, it comes, but to be able to beat somebody over 12 rounds using skill and all the tricks in the book, that's a showcase. You know what I mean? That's good boxing. You could be winning a fight for 7 rounds, and somebody could hit you with a bomb and knock you out, and you got to avoid that. And you know, it was a fantastic fight for Billy Joe Saunders against David Lemieux. Showcased all his skills, all his abilities, and showed that he could do 12 rounds against a high-level opponent, which is going to put him in good stead for when he fights his next fight and when he goes into the bigger fights.
Speaking about high-level opponents, who's next?
Yeah, he's fighting Andrade in America. Tough fight, southpaw, good kid. You know, a lot of people think this guy's going to beat Billy. Billy's up against it. He's, you know, he's got the fear of God in him, because that kind of thing motivates him. When somebody wants to be better than Billy Joe Saunders, that brings out the best in Billy Joe Saunders. And I think maybe half the problem with Martin Murray was that he didn't strike the fear of God into Billy Joe Saunders. And I think when you're a world champion, you need challenges. You know, that's the reason why Kell Brook at welterweight stepped up to fight Golovkin, because he wasn't getting the challenges at welterweight. You know, the guys weren't stepping forward. Thurman, Garcia, they weren't stepping forward to challenge Kell. You know, he went to fight his mandatories, who really nobody had heard of. So when he boxed, you know, Golovkin, it raised everybody's awareness of Kell Brook. And thought, you know, this guy's, you know, for years he said, oh, Kell Brook don't want to fight anybody. He went in against one of the most feared fighters on the planet.
People, even though he lost that fight, Kell proved to the world that, and he showcased to the world that he was quality as a fighter.
He got a lot of respect off people. I mean, it was a very damaging fight, which carried over into the Errol Spence fight. But that's the thing as a boxer, you know, there are fighters who are always going to play it safe, and there's some fighters are going to think, oh, what the hell, jump in and take it. And that's, you know, that's what the public like to see.
When did you know to throw into the towel?
Well, listen, it's, you know, it's just a thing that you have inbuilt. I've been in a lot of fights. You know, obviously that was a high-profile fight, and that happened. But that's happened in low-profile fights with me. It's knowing when he's judging the fighter, he's judging the situation, he's judging the fight, how the fight's moving, and what direction it's going in. And you've just got to use your own judgment. because a round too late could be the end of somebody's eyesight, or the end of their career, or even the end of their life. So it's one of these things that you have to gauge as you're going along.
Exactly, that's the great thing, because we had the issue with Nick Blackwell as well, which you obviously know about, which we're all sorry to hear about in terms of that. So we respect you as a fighter as well, as a trainer.
Listen, you know, luckily we've never had any tragedy in this gym, and that's because we do everything properly. We spar, and we don't want anybody getting knocked out in sparring. I see videos, you know, people knocking people out in sparring and think it's funny. It's not funny. You know, sparring's not for knocking people out, sparring's for learning what you've got to do. The fight is the fight, sparring's sparring. So there's certain things we have, and if we have people coming down here, you know, and wanting to get into wars, we just don't have it. We get out of the ring, we don't have that kind of sparring. A lot of our stuff's technical, you know, we do everything correct, because, you know, you've got to view it. If it was your son being a boxer, and I was his trainer, you know, you've got to look at that kid as if it's your own son. That's what you've got to realise. If you go down that route, you're never going to have any problems. You know, it's not just sort of some kid who wants to get his head bashed in. You know, every fighter in this gym is somebody's son. You understand? And that's the way you have to look at it.
Yeah, that's it. And thanks for your time.
No problem.
It was amazing.
All right.